Hello, my scrappy friends, and welcome to my channel today. I was very inspired by this page by Paige Evans. I think this came out with her, the one before Truly Grateful collection, and this is the page that I created with Truly Grateful. I think hers was done with Horizon. So you can see I took the time to cut apart a second sheet of this paper, and I have distressed all of the edges and stitched twice around each section. I love how this came together, and I I stitched all of the pieces off of the background paper because I tried to do it on and it was just too hard. So off it was, and then I've splattered all the way around with white acrylic ink and gold Heidi Swapp Colour Shine. I have these 3 photos. I took them with Snapchat and I printed them on my Instax printer, which I love. You'll have to excuse me, I have a bit of a cold still. And so these photos have got Snapchat filters of little unicorn horns and these cute little ears that aren't really unicorn ears, I don't think, but it all works. So one is of there's 3 photos altogether. One of me with each of my children, and then one of both of my boys together with the same filter, which I just thought was really cute. And so that's what I'm scrapbooking today. I started this layout with absolutely no idea exactly what I was going to scrapbook. I actually started it at the end of the last retreat I was on. I started cutting all the bits apart. And you can see I have mounted my photos onto some tissue paper. These are the thickers from the collection, and I'm just spelling out my title. To stick the photos down, I just use some pop dots, but I put them straight onto my background and then stick my photo on top. You can see I'm just adding the rest of the letters for my title. It is school holidays, so you can probably hear my children, though I did ask them before I started to be quiet. And my title is My Unicorns and Me. I love these thickers. I may have purchased 2 packs, but that's okay. I wanted to include this floral, and it had a thicker white border around the edge, but I wanted to make it a bit smaller, so I've just cut that down a bit. But I did want to leave some of the white border on so that it was more separated from that background just a little bit. I'm going to add a couple of foam squares behind that floral as well, just so it doesn't get smooshed. There is lots of dimension with all of that distressing on those bits in the background. I did try to add some more florals, and then just I wasn't feeling it. I'm going to go through the ephemera pack here, and I pull out a couple of these. They're not gold, but they're gold, kind of. Words, I love this yes. I did wonder how I would use it, and I love this together as well. So I'm going to use both of those. I tuck the yes up the top, kind of overlapping the photos a little bit. I do muck around with it for a little while, but then it ends up essentially in exactly the same place it started in. And I'm going to use some wet glue to glue those down and just put a little bit of weight on them to make sure they stay stuck. Like I said, this layer is very dimensional. Most of the work from this page was done off camera. I wasn't going to make it, well, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do, so I didn't start recording my process, but I just used scissors to cut apart those rays, and like I said, I just used my sewing machine, used white thread and stitched around each piece twice, not being too careful with it, and then distressing all of the edges. I actually used wet glue to stick it down, but I made sure I kept the wet glue to inside the stitch lines so that I could still bend and tear some of those layers. I do add a little quote, and I'm pretty sure it just says, always be you unless you can be a unicorn. if you can be a unicorn, always be a unicorn, or something to that effect. I was just like, that's just a bit cute. And my kids are definitely unique, like unicorns. I will say that much. So this is my finished page. I've got a few close-ups for you. Um, I love the colours in this collection. I love what Paige did with her layout. And I wish I could claim this idea as my own, but it is not. Paige is incredibly talented, and I just love, love, love what she did, so I just had to duplicate it in my own way. I hope you've enjoyed just a stash video, but I will be back again soon with another project share, I'm sure. Thank you ever so much for stopping by, and I will see you again soon.